Welcome to Simon's Detail, everybody. I am Chris Racana, Director of Success with Dr. Beasley's, and today we are here to talk floors and flooring. So, like many detail shops, Simon's Detail was opened in a building that was repurposed. It was an old mechanic shop, an old auto shop. So, we had to adapt that former use to our current use as Simon's Detail. So first thing we saw in the building were these concrete floors. Obviously these present many issues when you're talking detailing. Number one, it's an aesthetic issue. Bare concrete floors, especially these where there's dips and cracks and all that, not the best look, especially when you're trying to present yourself as a very detail-oriented business. The other thing, you have a safety issue here. You can slip, you can trip, and then also just a general comfort of your work area. If you're getting down in some wheels and doing some wheels, do you want to have to always be battling the fact that you're soaking wet from the knees down? So what we found was floor tiles. Now floor tiles did solve a lot of these problems, but not all the problems, and it actually presented some new problems that we were not anticipated. So let's go over to where we do have floor tiles currently installed, and we can talk a little further about this. So one of the things you're gonna see with the floor tiles is it does get you up out of the water. You see we got a giant pool of water here. If I walk through that, my shoes would be soaking wet. So at least with the tile, it gets us up out of the water so we're not standing in the water. It also aesthetically much more pleasing to the eye. So, for customers that are coming in, again, you're looking much more put together, much more clean and crisp. Again, this is all confidence building for your customer to come into your shop and see this. However, we found that it was not the perfect solution. So one of the issues was sometimes you got customers with sports cars that have really sticky tires. Any of you guys out there that got Comp 2s on your car, I'm talking to you. Those really super sticky tires, when they turn and we're twisting, we're trying to maneuver cars around in tight spaces, sometimes that causes some buckling and pulling up of those tiles. Other times it's just big, gnarly off-road trucks that got a ton of weight to them. They're 8,000 pounds, tiles didn't always hold up the greatest. However, the major issue though was drainage. So while we are no longer standing in the water, what we found was that the floor tiles were actually trapping moisture. But not only moisture, dirt and just general nastiness. I mean, if you've ever been through a Chicago winter, or if you're in the north, you know all that stuff that you get all over your car. Think about it, it's just going down into these tiles and it's just sitting there. So you actually had to pull up your tiles every few months to clean and get all that garbage out. So there is maintenance there to consider if you do go the floor tile route. So this proved for us, again, not to be the ideal solution for our clean room. Now, in this particular lane, in our detail overflow lane, the floor tiles are actually a very good solution for us because traffic moves straight in and moves straight out. And again, we don't see a great deal of washing going over here. This is a overflow detail base, so there's not a lot of contaminants being sloughed off here to be trapped underneath this tile. All right, so if you are considering going down the floor tile route, some things you should consider. First of all, not all tiles are made equal. There is a variety of brands out there at a variety of costs. Naturally, you usually get what you pay for, so do consider that. Some other things, though, that you should consider is the install of a floor tile is very fast. I mean, we're not having to do a great deal of prep work before we install our floor tile. However, the actual install itself, you have to be very detail-oriented. As you see, you got to be able to trim around walls and doors and turns and curves. So again, that is something you have to be able to willing to put in a little bit of elbow grease as far as that is concerned. Again, another thing you have to be willing to do if you do go down the floor tile path is, that maintenance every few months or maybe once a year, maybe twice a year, depending on where you are and how you're using it. But again, you have to remember that the floor tile, while fantastic, I can get down here and have water over this floor and now my knee is dry. I have a slip resistant surface to work on and everything like that. But again, what is trapped underneath here? Well, you're going to have to address that sooner or later. So again, you're going to have to consider the fact like, hey, we're going to have to pull all this up, clean it all, and put it all back down. So there is a time and cost associated with that as well. So guys, This video is actually leading up to some other things that we're going to be looking at. So shortly you're going to be able to see a very cool sequence of time-lapse videos that is going to show us moving from our tile floor in our clean room into our Polyurea floor. We're also going to do a more in-depth video about that flooring, and we're actually going to bring in some representatives from the company that we worked with to install our Polyurea flooring, White Rabbit. So White Rabbit's going to be coming in here, and we're going to have a conversation with them, and we're going to talk about all the benefits of having that style flooring installed into a detail shop. So be sure to keep a lookout for those. And again, as always, guys, please remember to like the video, subscribe to our channel so we can keep on bringing you more content so the powers that be, aka Jim, sees all those subscribes, and then Victor and I can keep on making more awesome videos for you guys. Again, thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, Chris again. I want to encourage you, please like the video, subscribe to our channel. Remember, we are from Chicago, so let's go with the Chicago style. Vote early, vote often, and let's get everyone on board the awesome train of the Dr. Beasley's YouTube channel.